We are looking at long division here, and we're going to be starting by looking at dividing by a very small number. It's not the smallest possible one, I think that would be 2, but we're going to start with 3 today. And let's start by a really simple example. So let's do 693 divided by 3. So the way we would set this out is like this. So we've got 693 divided by 3. So first of all, we divide 3 into 6. If it goes, and it does go, it goes exactly, doesn't it? So 3 divided into 6 goes 2. And then we multiply the 2 by 3 and see what we get. We get 6. Write it down underneath here. And we subtract, so 6 take away 6 is 0. And then we bring down the next number from these 693, so that's 9. And now we're dividing 3 into 9. So 3 goes into 9 3 times. And then as before, we multiply that number by the 3. So 3 3s are 9. Subtract. And that gives us 0. And then we bring down the next number from 693. So that's 3. And then divide 3 into that number. So 3's into 3 goes once. 1 times 3 is 3. And then 3 subtract 3 is 0. So we have finished. So we now know that 693 divided by 3 is 231. So really what we were doing when we were dividing 3 into 6 was we were dividing 3 into 600. So 3's into 600 goes 200. And then when we divided into 9, we were really dividing into 90. And 3 into 90 goes 30. And then finally, 3 into 3 goes 1. So we can see that this is obviously the correct answer. So now let's look at a slightly more difficult example. So now we're going to be looking at 804, again divided by 3, keep it nice and easy. So we've got 804 divided by 3. So not as easy as last time, because this time when we try and divide 3 into 8, it doesn't go in exactly. A few 3's go into it, but not exactly. There will be something happening when we do the subtract, when there will be something other than 0. So let's try it. 3 into 8, well, it goes twice into 6, so you want the 2 up there. And then we're working out 2 times 3, get 6, put that under the 8. And this time when we subtract, we get a number. So 8 subtract 6 is 2. And we bring down the next number from the 804, so that's 0. And now we're dividing the 3 into 20. So 3's into 20. Well, 3 goes into 18 6 times, so we put the 6 up there. And then multiply 6 by 3. Write the 18 under the 20. Subtract 18 from 20. And we get 2. And then we bring down the next number, so that's the 4. And then 3 into 24 goes 8. And so we've got 8 3's are 24. And now we have got 0. So we're done. And we can now write down that 804 divided by 3 is 268. And we could check that that's the right answer by multiplying 3 by 268. And so hopefully you can do that for yourself. And then in the next example, be slightly more difficult again. So let's just put that one to one side. So this time we're going to be dividing 1,581 by 3. And the reason it's more difficult is that this time when we start dividing 3 into the number, it won't go in. So in the first example, 3 went into 6 an exact number of times. Second example, 3 went into 8, but there was a remainder, so we have the 8 minus 6 was 2. But this time, so let's just write it down before I talk too much about it. So we're doing 1,581 there, and we're dividing 3 into it. So 3 doesn't go into 1. So what we do is we divide the 3 into 15. Now if you want, you could write a 0 above the 1 to make it really obvious that 3 doesn't go into the 1, but you don't have to do that. So what we're doing now is we're saying 3 doesn't go into 1, so we're now going to try dividing 3 into 15. So we're taking the first 2 digits. So that's straightforward now, isn't it? Because we know that 5 3's are 15. So we now put the 5 above the 5 of the 15. So if there's any chance you might write that 5 in the wrong place, then do write the 0 above the 1 to avoid that happening. So now we multiply 5 by 3 and get 15 and write that underneath the 15. Again, important to write that in the right place. So 15 subtract 15 is 0. And just as in the other examples, we do bring the 8 down and then we divide 3 into 8. We had this earlier on, didn't we? 3 into 8 goes 2. So 2 3s are 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. And then we're going to bring our 1 down and we get 3s into 21, goes 7. And then we get 3 7s are 21 and end up with 0. So we've finished our division. And we know that the answer is 527. And that seems right, doesn't it? Because 3 times 500 is 1500 and 3 times 27 is 81. So that's that one done. So let's now divide into, should we have a 5-digit number this time? Yeah, let's go for it. Right, so this time we're going to have 41,220 divided by 3. And you see, as we go on doing these examples, once you can do the easy ones, you can do the harder ones too. They're no more difficult, really. They're really just the same sort of method. So let's just write this number down here, 41220, dividing by 3. So 3's into 4. We know 3 goes into 4 once, and 1 times 3 is 3. So we've got then 4, subtract 3 is 1. Bring down the next number, which is a 1. And then we're doing 3's into 11. So 3 goes into 9 3 times. So that's going to be 3 3s are 9. Subtract the 9 from 11 to get 2. Bring down the next number, which is a 2. And then 3's into 22. Well, it goes 7 times, doesn't it? 7 3s are 21. Bring down the next, I haven't done subtraction, getting ahead of myself. So 22 minus 21 is going to be 1. And then bring down the next number, which is a 2. And 3's into 12 goes exactly 4 times. So then we're doing 3 4s are 12. Bring down the next number, which is 0. And then, well, we just need a 0, don't we? 3 zeros are 0, and then 0. Actually, didn't need that first 0, did I? So many zeros, not all necessary, right? So 0 minus 0 is 0. So we're done. So we know that the answer to this calculation is 13,740, and that looks like the right sort of number, doesn't it? Multiplying that by 3 would give us 41,000. Yeah. Well, right, done. So one more. Right, so the last example, we're going to be dividing 940 by 3. So it might look simpler because the 940 is only 3 digits, but can you see why this is not going to be quite as simple as the others? Well, let's see what happens. So 3's into 9 goes 3, so 3 3s are 9, and we do our subtraction. 9 subtract 9 is 0. Bring down the 4. 3's into 4 goes 1. 3 1s are 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. Bring down the 0. Oops, it's a bit of a dodgy 0, isn't it? Right, so 3's into 10 goes 3 times. And then we've got 3 3s are 9. And so at this stage, in all the other examples, we got a 0 at the end, didn't we? All the numbers I had chosen were numbers that were multiples of 3, but this time 940 is not a multiple of 3. So what it means is that we've got a remainder. Now what can we do with that remainder? Well, when we write the answer down, what we could say is 940 divided by 3 is 313, and we could either write remainder 1, or we could say, well, because we're dividing by 3, it really is just telling us that the exact answer to this question is 313 plus 1 divided by that 3. In other words, 313 and a third. So for example, if we were dividing 941 by 3, we would have got a remainder of 2, so the answer would have been 313 and 2/3. So now that we've looked at dividing by 3, hopefully that will help you to divide by other numbers as well. But next time we'll look at doing something a bit more difficult.